Hello and welcome to Board Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And some might say that we're living in a cyberpunk nightmare.
Someone could say that we're living in a simulation.
We could be living in a simulation.
Kind of.
Yeah, and if you have played The Breach, you might agree with us. And if you'd like to hear what we thought about this rather fabulous looking game, then yeah, it's so nice. Maybe you should think about
hit the subscribe button.
That's also very nice. And join us as we go into the digital world.
You can breach into this review and then we go. Let's breach into the
digital
breach.
mainframe. Let's go.
Rolling dice, feeling nice. Cardboard dreams and game schemes. Click subscribe, it's a vibe. Board Stupid's all we need. Board Stupid, game reviews for you and me. Board Stupid, here's what you should play and see.
So, Matt, we recently finished a few plays of The Breach, and we had the discussion about what this game is.
Yes.
And it's kind of a hybrid between kind of American-style, heavily thematic games with this kind of Euro-style cube puzzle.
Yeah,
as part of it.
It takes elements from resource management, more like toward the Euro, and all the rest is thematic American fun minis and shenanigans.
Events happening here, there, and everywhere. So let's talk about what this game actually is. And the theme of the game is amazing. We'll touch on how the theme integrates with the mechanisms a little bit later. But you're essentially hackers.
Yeah. So each one of the player is going to be an hacker that is going to be represented by the board. That's basically your desk where you are hacking into the main screen. And each one of the player will have an avatar. The avatar are basically the nice minis that represents your digital alter ego in the mainframe. In this case, the mainframe will be represented by this square board where the player will move around trying to steal information and depending on where the final scoring cards will tell you, they will have to steal this or that information.
Yeah, there is kind of like a race to a finish in this game. At the start of the game, you'll be dealt a secret objective, and it's whoever completes it first wins.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's it. It's kind of a race to it.
And it's the first one who get those information, in this case, will be the winner. The information are represented by these basically squared or half squared, and they're divided in different colors. Some represent the politics or finance, and they attach a little bit to the thematic, but at the end of the day are type of resources that you need to collect. So you need to collect whatever your cards tell you to do. You need to collect that specific colors in that specific quantities. Some of them will be full information. There are basically the giant squared ones. Other one will be the half information, that they are this half, but you can steal two half information of the same color to create
a whole cube.
Yes,
exactly. Your objective might be you need a full green, a full purple, and half a blue, for example, or any combination therein. And that's pretty much what you're trying to achieve. So that's your end objective. But
how do you get those?
How you get those? And that's the interesting bit. This is where we go back to kind of this almost Euro-esque cube pushing element. So you've got these cubes on your wonderful desks here, and it's essentially sort of an action selection type mechanism where you've got cubes that represent different types of action. So you've got your movement, your combat, you've got your shield and defense, and then you have what's called the cache. And when you're moving cubes around to do actions, you must sort of spend them by moving them into different areas of your board, which is great. It means you will make one area slightly stronger, but while making one area slightly weaker.
Exactly, and that's basically how your character in the mainframe works. So you will use your clicks that are basically how many actions you can do, and then you're gonna spend your cube from one section to the other, depending on what your character sheet is. And yeah, that's how you're gonna do the movement, the fighting, the defenses, and all the
Everything's with the
rest.
cubes.
Because at the end of the day, the mainframe is a very, very dangerous place.
It is.
So you will gonna move around at the different location, trying to add viruses to the specific location, and how you get the information on the board is actually surrounding that specific tile with the surrounding tiles putting your viruses on. So there is a little bit of area control, area majority in this, and of course the mainframe will try to fight you back, summoning this very naughty eyes.
NPCs.
If you're a cyberpunk aficionado, you will know what an I.C.E is. That basically is what the mainframe used to kick you back.
Yes.
In this case are these fantastic miniatures representing different monsters that you need to basically fight because they're gonna kick you back.
Yes.
But at the same time, the other player will try to kick you back.
Yeah, because you're competing hackers, right? You are fighting for this information. And it's really interesting. You have this sort of push and pull between trying to work and sort of work around these NPCs, the ICE, and also the other player who is also just as dangerous to you. Because if you take too much damage from the ICE or from your opposing players,
you disconnect, you get kicked out of the mainframe, and you go back on your board. And you will have the next turn use one of your action just to come back
onto
the board. That is pretty cool. It's very well thematic.
Yeah, super thematic.
So you will go around, fight other minions, fight the other player, trying to do this race. And of course, the mainframe that is represented by this board is at the start when you start the game, you get into the mainframe, and the mainframe will be like,
"That's pretty chill.
Let's see, I'll send out a couple of eyes, but they're not that powerful." But the more you are in, the more information you do, the more time you spend in the mainframe, more of these tracks will go up.
The firewall cranks on,
and each minion will become more and more powerful, up to when you got the naughty octopus bot that's gonna try to kill you all. So the more you play, the more difficult it becomes. So you need to upgrade your character to your board, adding more action that you can do, adding special powers, adding more cubes to your computer. So the movement, you will have more attacks, you will have more defenses, and la-di-da-di. And of course, then each character, each of one of the avatars is a specific type of avatar. Let's say you got the bulkier and tankier. You got the one that like an archer that does damage,
range, distance,
range. Some of them are more powerful into combat, and then the very cool one that kind of like the Zen, if you played Overwatch, that is the one that copies from the others. So it kind of
really
like
cool.
And on top of that, so each one of the player will choose one of these avatars, but at the same time you will choose one of your hackers. So each hackers will as well be different with their own
programs as well.
Cards and programs. They will play very differently. So you can always mix and match. I'm gonna use this avatar that is strong in defense, but I'm gonna use this hacker that is strong in attack, or is so you can mix those things. You can draft at the start of the game and decide who you want to be and what your thing. So and adds a lot of replayability to the game.
It really does. And like I say, this whole game feels like an unusual hybrid mix of these two things. We talked about what the player does with moving the cubes around in this deterministic cube puzzle, and then we have, once we've done that, we have what's called the configuration phase, and then the firewall phase, which is when the enemies happen. And we have this event deck, essentially.
So you will have the event deck. Each player that is on the mainframe will have to pick up one of the cards, and the cards will basically be running the AI for the monster, for the ice. Each player will get a card and will resolve that card. That card will be like, for example, going up on the tracks, move one of the monster, getting attacked by the monster, all naughty things that could happen to you in the mainframe. And you will go through the deck and that's how the AI of the game
will fight you back.
Again, the mainframe itself is gonna be covered, so each one of these tiles is gonna be face down, so you don't know exactly what room is gonna be next to
a little bit
yours.
of
So you need to
exploration as well.
explore the tile, flip the tiles. Every time is gonna be different. So this will create a different labyrinth, a different playground every time, and each one of the tiles will have special effects. You can get bonuses, you can get re-rolls, you can get all sorts
some
of
are harder to move in and out of as well. Yeah, absolutely.
And then of course there is the bridge. That's the name.
The name of the game. He said the word.
Each one of the rooms will have a certain number of enters and exits, and every time you discover one, you can position those enter and exits exactly as you want. But that will create the sum of the rooms will just be wall against wall. But then you can use one of your power. It's going to be the bridge that represented by these cards, and you basically this very cool thematic thing is that this card will replace the wall, creating a bridge so you can move toward. But as soon as you move through the bridge will
start to close.
You can move another time, and after that the bridge is gone and the room is sealed again.
Yeah.
So super cool. Highly thematic, super cool.
Super cool. All right, Matt, should we talk about the theme and how this game makes you feel?
Yeah, you can feel that Cyberpunk, you feel like 101%.
My goodness.
Every mechanics in the game is deeply attached to the theme. Everything feels like, yeah, that makes sense if we were living in a like cyberpunky thing or mainframes or whatever, putting viruses on the mainframe to get out informations, or viruses to the monster and all sort of things. When you die, you don't really die, you just get disconnected from the mainframe because you're still an avatar, and then you can reconnect again. You can add shields to your character. There are basically antiviruses that will stop incoming damage. Everything feels perfectly balanced between theme and mechanics.
It's highly thematic. I think me and you, Matt, we both love Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, it's one of our favorite theme, like
top 3 themes, I think,
absolutely,
for sure. It's absolutely fantastic. And what they've managed to achieve here, Ludus Magnus, is this tremendously visually interesting, stunning, cyberpunk feeling digital world, but you're fighting monsters and all this crazy ice, and also the avatars of your opponents. But then when you have your board, you have this literally programmatic cube pushing bit, which is like literally you're typing code, right?
Yes, that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah, right, and it's brilliant. I mean, they couldn't have been a better mix between this and this. It's absolutely fabulous feeling game.
Yeah, and the player boards are really lovely. Besides being an absolutely fantastic production with
great artwork,
with basically you slot in your cards
your screen,
for your avatar and your main character. The programs as well, they slot inside the thing. You got the cheat. At the bottom, so you can upgrade your character, your board to use cheats, and some of these cheats is going to be like shift that makes you move from one tile to the other without spending any movement.
It's super cool.
Or creating the breaches, or
using your special program,
being able to use your special programs.
Super cool.
That is absolutely fantastic, and the game always feels tense and dynamic. There's never like a dull moment. It's really great. Again, the game is 1 to 4 players.
Yes.
And it scales perfectly fine between 2, 3, or 4. What you basically do is the board is going to be being modular, it's bigger or smaller, and the information on the board is going to be more or less depending on the number of the player. Two player plays absolutely absolutely great. It's super fun. With 4, it started being like a very much like a mosh pit between other players and the mobs and everything.
Significantly more interactive as well. I think, and depending on the type of avatar you've chosen, you might be more or less aggro, which is quite interesting as well, because they've all got unique abilities which is cool, which references your hacker's particular specialism, which is really, really fantastic. The production of this game is Ludus Magnus game, Matt, so obviously it's top tier.
Is 11
Top
out
tier.
of 10.
It's an amazing
so
product.
all the minis, besides the sculpture themselves being amazing as
badass.
everything Ludus Magnus does, they got these double plastic and acrylic
it's dual material minis.
that it really well represent the cyberpunky.
Yeah, it's a really
feels.
striking effect, doesn't it?
All the artwork and on the tiles and the cards and everything
Super
feels cyberpunk, feels a cyberpunk theme.
The player boards, amazing, by the way. Unique player boards, which give you like a little insight into that hacker's personality.
Each one with a little Easter egg for each one.
Right.
You will find the one with the Funko Pop, the other one that is
ramen or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of Overwatch. If we play Overwatch, you will see a lot of Overwatch things. Probably the designer loved Overwatch, and the energy drinks as well. But is production-wise, again, 11 out of 10, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
everything from the box to the smallest mini to the last of the cards is fantastic.
It's magnificent. Matt, let's talk about who this game's for.
Let's go.
So Matt, it feels obvious to say, but if you are a fan of the cyberpunk genre and you like thematic board games, then this has got to be a pick-up,
Yes,
right?
it is. I've struggled to think of other like cyberpunky game they're not IP related, that brought that cyberpunk feel when you are the hacker behind the computer and your avatar is in the mainframe and you're fighting. It's really good.
Creating breaches, your shields. Or your digital condom, as I call it. To protect yourself from all of the viruses that you're going to be attacked by.
But at the same time, this is very much of a hybrid because, again, we said it's got the American feeling of the uncertainty of the AI deck.
Yes, rolling a dice for viruses as well.
Yeah,
right?
there is just one roll of a dice in the game, so it's not that dice driven.
It's not dice driven, no, correct.
And it's very much when you put a virus down, you need to roll to see what bad things happen to you.
Correct.
It's not. It's not dice driven, so it's all the resource manager. I keep calling resource management.
Action selection type.
This action selection
puzzle.
But the action are through the resources. There are the cubes on your board, so you
get
need
more
to
of them
make
as well.
And you can program so you know that next turn you need to move more. So this time I'm gonna move my cubes from this space to this other space. So next turn I'm gonna have more movement points available. Or if you know that the enemies are coming, you can program to have the next turn more defenses.
I mean, this is fully deterministic.
Yeah,
there is no randomness in your player board at all. You can entirely decide how this works. And then you have this configuration phase, right, where you can reshuffle some of these things as well. There's various effects that you can get. You can reshuffle this. So this, you know how the cubes will move. There is nothing outside of your input that will change this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? So this is all you. So you can program, and that is fully deterministic.
But at the same time, so you can have an opposite player that comes to you and disconnects you or whatever you try to do.
Yeah.
So you always need to be aware that there's gonna be things going wrong, but that's the main frame.
Absolutely. So this is, as we said, if you like those really heavily thematic games, hybrid games is very much a modern hybrid game, and you don't see many that are done really quite as well as this, I think.
But I think even for people that are less inclined to a thematic game or to an heavy thematic game, this game's got, again, all those picks up a lot of good things from different genres, mix them together in a very nice and smooth way.
What would you say the complexity rating for us might be? Going again from beginner all the way up to expert.
I think it's another advanced game. The rules are, the components are a lot. The rules themselves are pretty easy to understand after a couple of bits. Of course, it's an advanced toward expert game, but at the end of the day your player aids are absolutely fine. You don't really go back to the rules that many times. We did it like a couple of things of very specific thing, especially you got end of turn sequence, so you need to go step by step, but it's just like the very first few time, and after that we were just rolling with it.
Yeah, I think I'd probably stick this in I'd almost put this in the expert category, just because there's quite a lot of text on all of the cards, and there's lots of different interactions for me, and I think the rule set, once you grasp it, is like everything works as intended.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I would certainly recommend, if you're picking up this game, give that rulebook a good thorough scan. Really dig in.
Do not skip parts, because everything is in the rulebook. The rulebook is done very well. You just need to
go all the way through that.
Especially for your first couple of games, trying to follow step by step how the rules are intended, so you don't miss any important things.
But there was never a point where we went, wait, how does that work? And didn't have an answer. There was always an answer that we could find. So, but yeah, I think if you like those heavily thematic American style games, but you like a little bit of control, you don't want that full randomness after everything, then this is definitely a game for you, especially if you like Cyberpunk and you're into the slightly heavier side of board gaming. Matt, do you want to go to the final thoughts?
Yeah, so let's go. Okay, Wayne, what is your final thought for The Breach from Ludus Magnus?
I think it's my favourite Cyberpunk game, almost hands down. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's fabulous. I mean, as soon as we finished playing the first time, I was thinking about it. I was like, I really, really, really like this. And then you told me that there's like a co-op expansion.
Yeah,
I was like, oh damn, this would be amazing as a co-op game.
We've been really lucky that the guys at Ludus Magnus sent us a copy for the review. Again, this is not a paid review. This is just our honest opinion. We do not do paid stuff, because we want to be as free as a bird or so, whatever. But anyway, we've been sent the one of the expansion, that is the one that adds the 5th and 6th player. So you got more characters that you can mix and match with the one already present. But there is an expansion as well that is a co-op one that basically is all the player against the mainframe,
which is really cool, because the NPCs themselves are a challenge, right? And so I can already imagine, as soon as he told me, I was like, wow, okay, that just gives them an even bigger role, and they're already cool. And then working together with your friends to try and take them down, and hacking and finding information, just sounds badass as hell to me. That sounds like a group hacking effort, like the Anonymous Collective, right? Trying to hack the mainframe, steal big government data. Absolutely fantastic. Such a heavily thematic game. Massive fan of that. This deterministic puzzle, I think, is really fascinating as well. I will say at 2 players, it's banging. I think at 3 and 4, probably better because of the more interaction, but the game will run longer. I think that's just the nature of the thing.
It's saying
your first game will be significantly longer than your second and third game.
Yes, that's quite natural as well, because there are a number of rules, and there are things that you need to check and everything. But the game is 60 to 90 minutes. I would say for the 2 player, you are around the 75-80 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
And then add a little bit more for each player. Again, the more expert player,
so 69, so probably closer to 2 hours.
For the full player.
Close to 2 hours. But in general, Matt, I think I really, really liked this one. This is a cracking game. What about you?
I'm in love. I'm in love, and I think I want to play more and more. I definitely want to try the co-op mode, but as well the PvP side of the game mixed with the PvE. So you're fighting against the board, against the game, at the same time against the player. So you got uncertainty from both sides, and you can very well just be the headhunter, just going around and killing other players and steal their information.
It was so funny. In our last game, I went and attacked Matt as one of my things, and because Matt had the big aggro character, and he pulled the card out, which was like a counter attack, and immediately wiped me from the main.
No, super cool. So I definitely recommend this game. I recommend for you guys, if you are again in love with the American themed, but with this Euro backbone.
This
kind
little,
of like,
little
so
Euro-esque
it's
backbone is brilliant.
perfect hybrid. That is a perfect for a cyberpunk game. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think this is a strong recommendation from the pair of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for this one for sure. So that was our review of The Breach.
The Breach from Ludus Magnus.
And what a fantastic...
Oh yes, there's such a surprise. The game was on. This was a Kickstarter a year and a half ago. Something
Okay.
like that. So it's been delivered right now. So people started playing.
And
it.
there is a retail version available?
There is a retail version available, so you can find it in the shop or on the Ludus Magnus Studio website, where you can find as well all the
super
other
cool.
expansion, more players, more maps, and whatever it is.
Wonderful stuff,
All that
yeah.
stuff. So definitely recommend for you guys to have a look. This is we fell in love with this.
Yeah, super interactive, super thematic, in a theme that we love. But what about you? What are your favourite Cyberpunk games? Let me know in the comments below which one that I've probably missed out when I said this might be
We
my
played a
favourite.
lot,
We played a couple. I'm
especially
sure we played a
recently. There's
couple.
been a lot.
Oh, yeah, but then there was Compile as well. That's
Yeah,
we'll talk about that in another video. There's a whole thing. Oh my god, great games. But yeah, let us know in the comments.
Oh, did you want to see a top 5 Cyberpunk games?
That
Let us
sounds cool. Let's do that. Yeah, absolutely. Then also you should certainly check out the rest of our videos. But Matt, if they made it this far,
know. Well, why don't you check as well our Patreon page?
please do.
Yeah, because we're uploading some behind the scenes, some special stuff. And,
Especially in advance of UKG, we
yeah.
are in for a treat. if you're a
Exactly.
patron.
So we will upload stuff that is only for the Patreon subscribers. So do go and check the page. You buy us a coffee, we give you more.
Give you more content.
More content.
It's a great deal.
And we got all the content that is coming out in like a day or two before, depending if I manage to edit in time.
Matt's super busy. He works real hard doing all that thing. Other than that, the subscribe button is free.
Yes.
No hacking, Cyberpunk
No,
business
that's
required.
you click it and you
click.
hack into our heart.
Yeah, use one of your clicks. We'll catch you again at the next one.
Ciao.
What's it been? What's it been? Game reviews for you and me. What's it been? What's it been?